So, the investigation into the attempts to overturn the 2020 election has been going on, right? And a bunch of Republicans have had their phones taken by federal investigators. But guess what? Only one member of Congress has had the same thing happen to them, Republican Representative Scott Perry from Pennsylvania. The FBI grabbed his phone in August 2022. This is a pretty big deal, and according to NBC News, the drama is still ongoing. A federal judge has now said that Representative Scott Perry has to hand over 1,659 documents to government investigators. The judge decided that these communication records weren't protected by the speech or debate clause of the Constitution. This court order is just the latest twist in the January 6 related investigation that's been winding its way through the courts for months and has gotten the Trump ally all tangled up. Now, Perry might not be the most well-known or high-profile member of the House GOP conference, but when it comes to the party's election scandal, his role has been pretty significant. Remember that infamous December 21, 2020, White House meeting about the Republican plan to overturn the last presidential election? Scott Perry was there. And remember when the bipartisan January 6 committee named members who allegedly asked for presidential pardons? Perry was on that list, too, even though he denied it. Remember when Cassidy Hutchinson said that Donald Trump talked with allies about going to the Capitol on January 6? She said Perry was one of the people Trump talked to about this. And remember the claims that then White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows burned papers in his office after a meeting with a congressional Republican? That was Perry. And remember when we found out about the crazy text messages Meadows got from Republican allies before January 6, including one House member who pushed wild conspiracy theories about votes being changed by Italian satellites? That was Perry, too. So, it was a pretty big deal when the FBI took the GOP congressman's phone. Perry tried to argue that his phone records could be protected from investigators under the Constitution's speech or debate clause, but that didn't really work out for him. A federal judge previously decided that most of those records weren't protected and ordered Perry to hand them over. Perry appealed that decision, but the appeals court mostly agreed with the judge. They did say that speech or debate protection could apply in some cases that the lower court had rejected, so the district court had to look at the records again. This week, a judge decided that 396 of Perry's records could be protected, but Perry still had to hand over nearly 1,700 other records, including messages related to the election and post-election plans. So, what do these records say? Well, we'll have to wait and see. This is just an update on our previous coverage.